for so long, and I really like Sneaky, so of course I want to beat him. And then C9 and TSM is like an epic rivalry too. And last time, the very first game of LCS, I remember watching that, and that was the game that like reignited my passion for playing pro because I was super burnt out. And like I was just streaming and streaming and streaming, and then I watched C9 versus TSM, and I saw C9 beat my team, and I was like, damn, I gotta come back. Being a pro is like such a huge part of who I am, and it's something I'm so into and so passionate about that I basically just like can't stay away from it, even if I like really wanted to.
And we're glad about that.
Yeah, same. And come back with a vengeance he did. Smashed that last game, put it over his knee. Welcome back to the North American LCS. We are gearing up for round 2 of Cloud9 taking on TSM. And Doublelift, I want to give you some stats because numbers are my true love. Plus 30 minions at 10 minutes, up 1,600 gold, 800 damage per minute this game. Doublelift was absolutely the best player on the Rift that game, and he might do it again this
And it wasn't just this Caitlyn Lulu advantageous lane into Xayah Rakan. It was Doublelift dodging so many skill shots in the early ganks to get these turnaround kills, you know, to get these advantages. Like you pointed out, in game, there was more pressure from Cloud9 in the bottom area as far as junglers and roams coming through than from TSM, and Doublelift simply has outplays.
Yeah, he did simply had outplays, and he did very, very well this game. He did almost tripled Sneaky's damage that game. It was kind of outlandish. And we'll see. He certainly has done very well for himself so far on this TSM return. This guy is obviously one of the very best. And, you know, he saw that TSM didn't get an MVP last split. Arrow took it away from him. It's like, don't worry, I'll just be a better bot laner than Arrow, and there's no chance that upset happens again.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer, hold my juice box, hold my fries. It's time for me to take the mouse up and kill everybody all the time. That's what he's going to do here. Like in game 2. It was very, very boisterous.
Everybody all the time, let's go.
I got excited as a bot laner hard carrying games, and I was like, yes, I hope to one day be that good, and we'll see. It's not going to happen. Champ Select has begun, of course, for game 2. Cloud9 now on the blue side, TSM on the red. Red side, Zach bans continue. Shen and LeBlanc off the table as well.
Yeah, these are super common bans we've been seeing over again, so not a whole lot of variation after the lanes, the sides swap. Do expect to follow up Elise ban as well. Both players do have those decent Elise showing so far. Galio as well has been banned despite, you know, Fiora and Fizz and things left up as possible choices in the top lane to be played into it. Meanwhile, you can always swap it to the mid lane if one of those counters does crop up. Here we go. Let's get a little bit of variation though. You know, banning out Doublelift Caitlyn.
Sure, see what else he can carry on. Of course, he's got a good laning phase as well as pretty good team fight contributions, and there's not a ton of champions with the same cross-section of skills. 3 seconds to go until TSM's final ban. They're going to remove Elise yet again, so still, it's red team removing the 2 premier junglers.
Yeah, as expected, and Cloud9 here with the possibility of first picking that Lulu, taking away from TSM. I mean, we talk about, yeah, she was nerfed and a bit less healthy. The speed that you can give, especially if you have a marksman like Doublelift, allows him to create more of those outplays. And like I said as well, in that last game, it wasn't just Doublelift, and he did have, you know, good positioning in the majority of those fights, but also Biofrost, very timely Lulu ultimates for those knockups to interrupt the divers, as well as adding that extra speed. But once again, Cloud9 back at it again.
Yep.
Xayah first pick.
Hans are going to do what Ray had done before, the early Riven Hover. I do want to see it played sometime this week. Unlikely to happen. Ash,
I want to see it played right now.
Yeah, well, that would be this week.
Now.
Yeah, well, maybe. Cannon going to be picked up there. Hanser yet again going for this one to the top lane. TSM, again, it's the first match we're seeing them in, and it's been twice now that TSM have put some pretty early priority on getting Cannon secured for Hanser.
All right, do they want to break up the lovers? Biofrost want to play the, oh, not going to be the case. They'll let the possibility go over here for Cloud9. That definitely was, you know, one of the ways they got back into it was some good flash plays. But TSM feel very confident about bullying that lane, I think. And it is that drawback, right? A lot of the lanes that have kill pressure and have playmaking ability are not going to do as well in CS. And simply by nature of the design, you're going to have to pay that cost. TSM looking to force Cloud9 to play a very high cost. See if they'll be able to pull it off. Meanwhile, Hanser again, split pushing, name of the game here for Kennen. It's pretty much the only name of any game that you see when Kennen is in it nowadays, because AP Kennen is a thing of the past, so.
I actually saw him in LCK last night. It didn't
win.
win.
AP, yeah.
It didn't do very well, to be honest. But I'm actually the opinion that I want to see a Kennen go Ruin King into AP, just like enough to win lane, and then it's probably not going to happen. Anyway, Rakan is brought up. The lovers are reunited. The Vastayan duo here again. Still, I don't know what's on the other stream, but we continue to cast all the Xayah Rakan games. I love it. So same bot lane for Cloud9 here. Have forced some changes from TSM.
And there's a big difference with the Caitlyn ban. I think a very good adaptation for Cloud9 because 3 of the first 4 escapes that Doublelift made were due to net.
Yes.
And Ashe does not have any self dash ability, only has the flash. So only has one of those get out of jail free cards. If Smoothie is kind of relentless with his attempts at forcing these engages, then Ashe is a much more punishable AD carry.
And we see the Orianna removed from the table. We've seen how good that engage combo could be, as CLG did it yesterday.
Curious because, you know, whenever you see that problem crop up, the first solution that jumps into my mind is Tahm Kench, right? You know, eat someone out of that engage. However, Rakan can just then charm up the Tahm Kench as well that's right next to him and
deliver the champion
and you got both of them. So might be a kind of catch-22 there on that sort of a counter. We'll see if he does come through as far as picks, though. It's a possibility.
Can be. Fizz and Orianna remain, I believe, the same 2 bans that TSM put through in the first game. Now, they did pick Taliyah when that happened last time around. Of course, now TSM have the chance for counter pick.
Yeah. Jensen is a good assassin player, so they continue to respect the mid lane Fizz, even when they see possible top lane champions already here for Cloud9. This Gragas definitely very flexible. Contracts could take him into the jungle, but keeping TSM guessing.
There's the Taliyah ban off the table. Yeah, exactly. So Cloud9, of course, realized exactly what TSM did last time and said, Bjergsen, play something else. Of course, Syndra, sure, no problem. I'll play that instead. And we'll see if this counter pick ready for Cloud9's side.
Counter picks pretty few and far between as far as the Syndra go. Echo is still the one, though.
It is.
If Fizz is banned out.
I think it even fits the comp somewhat. You've got a little bit of setup CC to maybe land parallel convergence afterwards.
And again, let me be clear. I absolutely think that Jensen still has the best Echo in the North American LCS. Incredibly impressive on this champion.
Totally agree. There he is on your screen. We'll see. He had a heartbreaking loss to Counter Logic Gaming yesterday, and they had a nail biter against TSM in Game 1. Certainly, it is within the realm of possibility that Cloud9 makes this win happen. Might be largely on Jensen, who will be hovering and locking in the Echo. No fear in the face of what happened to him in the finals.
I mean, you have to play like that, right?
Of course. And I'm not saying it's like a big surprise he's going to play the champion, but the entire tease about this match was just Jensen's face and reliving the moment of no matter how many things happened that match, you always remember the last point of it. The last mistake that lost you the game is the one that hangs in your mind. And the Tahm Kench that you mentioned before, great insight, Kobe, will be picked up for Biofrost.
All right, we do get to see it. So now my next level that I'll be looking for is the caution that I laid there where Rakan can as well just pick up the Tahm Kench in his little charm combo there into the W. So we'll see if Sneaky and Smoothie are able to grab both of them or gain any kind of pressure in that bottom lane. Meanwhile, Jensen on this Echo, as I said, I really like his play. I think he definitely can be game-changing on it, and we'll see how well he can balance on that edge of life and death, waiting as long as you can to use your ultimates, while still being able to get it off.
There's still plenty of hard CC and burst damage on this squad, so timing will be a bit close. Second game about to begin. Reaper waits, and there's Parth, and TSM and Cloud9's coaches now have to leave it up to their players in this one as game 2 will begin shortly. Hanser revising his role on Kennen here. The Lee Sin and the Olaf switching hands. We can see that Svenskarn had the better side of it in the previous game, but Contracts certainly no slouch in the jungle. Cinder versus Echo once again. An exciting mid lane matchup. Considered Echo favored-ish because you can split push later on, but of course it's still close enough. And the return of Xayah and Rakan for Sneaky and Smoothie going to be fun to watch for as well. Doublelift was the player of the game, and 100% of all TSM's games so far. They banned away as Caitlyn. He's got to try again on something new as the Ashe Tahm Kench comes into the bot lane. And here we go, game 2 between Cloud9 and TSM.
I also want to bring up, as far as the changes we've seen, you know, Ray, again, he's very happy to take up the tank role, right? You know, he had that Galio, performed just fine on that. Now the Gragas. And we'll see how he can go into Hauntzer's Kennen, because Cloud9, once again, will be the ones, if they can get through this early game, that have that front line. And with an assassin, a diving mid laner, they do have the possibility of really bringing that pressure to TSM and trying to force them into more of that defensive play. Whereas TSM, again, opting for a lot of cross-map play. They've got split-pushing Kennen, they have Ashe arrows, and of course, Tom Kench, possibility of those ultimates, you know, picking people off between rotations and coming up with the sneaky surprise behind you.
We'll see if that surprise is a good one or a bad one. Surprise party, blanket party, who knows? We'll see what it ends up being. Tied game, of course, waiting for minions to spawn. Invades haven't resulted in too terribly much. No deep wards over the Raptors or anything. Of course, the ward kill helps. Thanks, Bjergsen, for the 10 gold. And we'll wait to see contracts now in the guise of Fog of War. Going to walk topside towards his blue buff. Really, anything can be started, and TSM shouldn't be able to glean what it was unless Ray gives it away. Sven's waiting topside with the Haunzer. It could be Raptors or Red. Again, both those in Fog of War. And
I actually am pretty big about, you know, calling out the ward kills as well early. Ever since that change was made to give you experience for killing them, 30 experience is significant in pro play for these guys. Bjergsen will hit level 2 a bit earlier here. See, Syndra already likes the pressure echo. You can see him moving up very close. Once he gets the Qs, his W will come in and try and land the slow. But Jensen gets so many of the last hits there with the Q. Gonna have to watch the last one die there. Doesn't want to take any extra harassment. He has started the refillable potion, which is a bit more greedy.
And that's level 2. It took him just enough XP. So that was a couple hundred damage he got to deal because of that Trinket Ward kill. Knockup will only find the tank, but at least Biofrost takes some damage.
Yeah, see, you get harassment onto both there. Doublelift takes the first couple hits. Then, since he's already been eaten up, Sneaky switches targets, goes over to Biofrost. Biopred with that level 2 and forces them back, though.
Have to go for now. Of course, we've got Fervor on Doublelift and the same Warlords on Sneaky to keep himself a bit safer. Pretty split stats for both these players. Of course, TSM had a stronger season. Cloud9 weren't far behind them. You can see their win rates there. Again, looking to juke away, and Bjergsen really refuses to miss any skill shots for the Thunderlords to trick that trade even better.
Oh, and Jensen really wants to get this cannon, so he's going to use the parallel convergence, but Jensen under pressure.
Yeah, here comes Sven around the backside as well. No way out, nothing to do, and down he goes, Jensen.
Absolutely good job there by TSM, using that cannon minion as bait. They knew he wanted to go for this cannon minion. So juicy, and they call over Sven Skaren before the recall begins. Actually, Smoothie looking for it.
Decent damage on a double up. Not going to find on a 1. No, not enough quills in range for a root.
Yeah, doesn't get the root, but again, Smoothie's aiming here, so he hits both of them, you know, just on the edge of Doublelift, and enough AoE there to get the knockup on Biofrost, who continues to take harassment. Here we go, though, punishing the greed for this cannon minion. Jensen's whole idea here was to get the cannon minion and then use his teleport to get back to lane, you know, go back under turret and get a recall off. But again, starting refillable potion is more greedy. He didn't start with the regular potions, which give you more time in lane, you know, more time to get that extra CS and get that level 3 and get the cannon minion. But we'll see how the first blood going over to Sven Skaren affects the jungle here. If he can take that advantage and try and roam around to the other lanes.
Absolutely the case. Gold-wise, he's obviously up over contract right now thanks to the first blood money. Bot lane fight continues this time around. Biofrost was in range for a while. They're going to get the root onto both of them, actually, which buys a bit of time. And it looks like they're still afraid of the chance of a kill onto Sneaky thanks to Biofrost going for the aggression. Devour could have been a kill.
Yeah, some healthy respect here from Cloud9 for those stacks that Biofrost was able to get up on Sneaky. Still, a lot of harassment being thrown through.
You see his Doran shields for both of these bot lane marksmen. Another one really has the strong edge, and it's just the slightly stronger start item for League of Legends in general right now, so at least for these roles, so pretty standard to see them both do that. Wait to see his level 4s have come through. And he can go for some damage once again. Tries to get some free trade on a Biofrost.
Meanwhile, talked about the jungler. He is up on the top side here. Sven Skaren got that first blood, but he hasn't gone back to use the money. So it doesn't mean a whole lot at this point. You know, not going to add any extra damage to his ganks. And there we go. After he clears out the Krugs, will finally go back to purchase. Meanwhile, Contracts back out on the warpath. Does have to catch up in experience, but it's going to look to get some bottom lane control. Maybe some wards around mid would help out Jensen from the continued harassment.
It's kind of funny watching top lane how some minion wave mechanics don't matter because of teleport. Like, Haunter had set up a really nice freeze in front of his turret. That meant nothing because Ray just hit TP and shoved the wave back in. But theoretically, if that was bot lane, like, you beat down an entire wave at least.
And the thing is, it does matter, right? Because so often, I've actually been the jungler in that situation. Actually, Contracts goes bottom here.
Oh, and a fight with Smoothie gets the knock up only on the one. Battlefrost now running, but again, if he keeps getting away, he shouldn't get feathered. Not quite gonna get rooted. Takes a bit of damage, out they go.
As far as the top laners teleporting back to those push lanes, though, it is a vulnerable position. So if you don't have enough wards around you, if you don't have your jungler, it is very telegraphed that you want to teleport back to this push lane and you don't want this freeze to starve you out. There's a possibility for, enemy junglers to try and punish that, just saying.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Sven, of course, had to match his own recall, though, finally got his items. And look at that knockback on Haunter, a trade of ultimates here, and pretty healthy Ray right now. Haunter not a lot of ways out, gonna try to kite for some damage. Has the vamp, has the goal, it's close! And it's not gonna be enough. The barrel lands in melee range, and Ray gets the solo kill in the top lane.
Ooh, Ray able to pick it up. Tank play, no problem for him. Solo kill onto Haunter, who's about halfway through his coal stacking. Yeah, that is gonna definitely put a damper on it because they both use teleports to get back to that lane. It wasn't just Ray, and those minions should go right into the turret.
Triple Doran's rings at work, absolutely. Not going to make any mistakes about that one. That was certainly the power spike he needed to make that happen. Nice ward of the wall by Wild. Frost can up guarantee that Sven can easily solo that Drake later on, but right now it's a fight for the blue buff. Contract's going to be late to the party, and that's a nice steal out of Sven. Getting it with a Bjergsen, nice knockback, there it goes.
And look at this, can we take a moment to appreciate Svenskeren invading with Bjergsen combo. They're very secure and safe invade, doesn't get punished. They place wards over the wall. On top of that, it's Syndra, so you can even yoink the blue buff back over the wall.
Safeguards back to Syndra, like a miraculous recovery now. TSM getting a pretty good spot, 600 gold lead for the squad, which means they're not only tied in kills, but they are out farming overall. Spotland continues to go a bit close. The sword recall is the best it could have been for Sneaky, really, but it's against an upgraded lifesteal item, so he's not going to push out Doublelift very easily.
Interesting move here for Contracts as well, because bottom lane approaching level 6 for the duo. Xayah and Rakan, really big possible burst combos here. Once they get their level 6 ultimates, I mean, we've already seen, playmaking from Smoothie, from Rakan, the possibilities there. With Ignite and Xayah ultimate available, like, there is huge potential for executing the lower level, Tom Kench or the Ashe here. Gotta be careful.
So far, not too much. Still backing, and out they go. It is a minion lead still for TSM. That is a bit to be expected. Sven gonna take away some of the Raptors, and looks like he is consistently in Contracts' jungle. Has a level lead now, and Contracts very rarely has anything to say about it. Full level lead, Contracts just above 6, and Sven just ding 7. That is actually pretty substantial, considering Olaf is normally such a good power farmer early on.
Yeah, that first blood was really good for Svenskeren and kind of accelerating his efficiency as far as his path goes, because on top of that, he got to go for the full clear afterwards and didn't really have any wasted time.
Absolutely.
See if he can actually make use of it, though, because double buffs are on, his ult is available, his flash is available. Definitely has a lot of options.
Something I'm always intrigued in the jungle is how different the item builds are. Hold on, there's a fight in the top lane. Look at that, beautifully played. There's no way out for Haunter. He is dead. That was actually immaculate from Ray.
Ray, so good here. He gets the solo kill, then goes with a very quick body slam into Flash, and Haunter, after he sees Contracts, he's like, I'm dead. There's no way I'm gonna get out of this, so he saves his Flash as well.
Ooh. Jensen doing a nice job getting a bit of damage back on a Bjergsen. Farm still close as well. Cloud9 starting to really fire back into this one. Get a quick shield, look for the knockup, not gonna find anyone.
Ooh,
good
now Devour is down, and as we said, the level 6 spike is there.
Yeah. Nothing just yet, though, and looks like it's safety so far.
Ash Arrow is also a possibility.
Yep.
Although, you know, Lee Sin was revealed on the top side as Svenskeren went on up by that ward.
Yeah, maybe jungler nearby right now, although with contracts recall, maybe he shows.
All right, once again, Ray here gets the clear path, body slam into the immediate flash ultimate, so there's no time for Haunter to dodge, and he knows, no use using my flash, I am dead.
Knockup only hits the tank. That's could have gone up to get a lot of damage in a double. If he's chunked down to 1/3, Biofrost resuscitates him barely.
And look at that, Smoothie holds on to his ultimate. I mean, summoner spells and ults still available for all parties involved.
That was almost ultable. If he charms them both, he can't get the chomp in, and maybe the burst comes through. They didn't choose to go for it, but that was some tight
It's definitely
windows.
close. They do know the summoner spells are also available.
Ooh, nice, okay. Couldn't quite juke, but hit R. Trades ult for ult. Sneaky gets the root, and here comes the kickback. They're gonna pick him up, but that's one picked off. Bjergsen's there, the rest of the team as well. The stun is in, and that's 2 for 0. Here comes the Calvary, though. Cloud9 looking to join the team. Haunter a bit injured, no ulti available, but Bjergsen is gonna flash to stay alive. There's the knockback, it's perfect.
Oh!
Jensen ults back in as well. And it's going to be Cloud9 looking for a bit more if they can find it. Haunter almost has the Maelstrom. It's very close to being back up. TSM still forced to run. He's looking for the haste, and out they go. 2-4-1 advantage TSM.
That was a really exciting skirmish, actually. I mean, Sneaky saving his ultimate from previously in the all-in there, was able to use it to dodge the Ash Arrow, but as we said, the Tom Kench surprise is available, and it's Svenskeren on the inside.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was like, there's a chance Haunter screws up.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. But Haunter still had his flash advantage since he didn't have to burn it last time. But yeah, look at that, Sneaky, right at the very end of the Ash Arrow, uses his ultimate. Lee Sin, though, look at that move from Svenskeren, so quick to get in back for the knockup. Here goes the return kill, Jensen immediately answers, and then they try and pin down Bjergsen here, but Jensen sees the opportunity to use his ult onto Sven, who just gets devoured by Tom Kench, and Jensen going back there means that they are not going to be able to continue to chase onto Bjergsen and Haunter. I do like the opportunity there and looking for that kill, but no extra cooldown available for the Q to go for that extra damage needed, and pretty close trade, honestly, in the bottom lane.
Did go positive TSM. 600 gold lead once again for the red team. Defending champions TSM hoping to make it a 2-0 start to their first week of games.
Looks like they are also looking to defend against this big push from Cloud9. Once again, the Zion Rakan combo, because they both get the attack speed, is very good at taking down turrets.
One more hit, you can devour. Maybe could have waited longer on the sun, doesn't really matter though. Kidnaps him back into the minion wave, and Ray, without a flash, has really no way out of this one. First turret will still fall, credit to C9, but Ray will lose his life as the result. This time a bit less glorious as the Baron stop from before.
Yeah, a little bit greedy here. He saw the Ashe and wanted to punish, but didn't respect.
Oh, there's the charm. Not gonna get the knock, but they might still have enough for Haunter onto that one. Out he goes to the side. Here comes the rest of the team, though. Root's gonna be there. The kickback. Sven buys a bit of time, but he's still running away. Days numbered. 1 for 0. Advantage C9 stays. Nice knockback by Bjergsen, prevents the stun. The shield doesn't do too much either for Jensen.
Whew, so both top laners getting killed on either side. Smoothie did have to flash for his, rather than, Biofrost and Doublelift were able to get that without using any summoners because Ray was the one to start off, but very, very close here. First turret, though, is the main thing that swings the trade there, and the thing that's keeping Cloud9 at pretty much even gold.
Watch this dive again, and yeah, nice flash charm, but he went left and clicked the knockup.
Yeah, Haunter moved up instead, trying to get out of the range there.
Yeah. Still, the root almost got them the Lee Sin kill as well, but Sven had backup on the way.
All right, down bottom once again. All eyes on Ray. The Ash Arrow is actually coming off cooldown right about now. This is a Cloud Drake, so maybe not quite as much pressure, but
yeah,
Cloud9 having taken the top turret already, have a bit of time to work with. And they're using that time to try and set up for it, get some vision here in the blue quadrant, and a possible play here for Cloud9 around the Cloud Drake.
See a quick solo onto the red buff, no steal available. Let's see what happens.
Looks like they're actually making the call for Ray to rotate up. He passes through mid lane, and just going to hold on to the wave in top side.
All right, so far so good. Let's see, the ward control, there's lots of blue dots around that bottom river right now, and with Sneaky down there, it makes it pretty safe. Haunter, as we see, no TP. Ray either, so the top lane is isolated on their island for now. And Hanser chooses to walk back topside. He doesn't look like he wants to play for the Drake at all. And we'll maybe wait out the teleport timers for this.
Still got to keep your eyes. Ash Arrow's available. Tom Kench ultimate is available to try and collapse on anyone that they do pick off with that ability.
Ooh, they got a kick. A little bit of damage there. Sven kiting back, and the ulti did basically nothing there, it seemed.
That's actually a lot of threat away from TSM. Burning the cooldown here from Lee Sin. That kick is a lot of the playmaking. So the Lee Sin inside Tom Kench surprise is not nearly as threatening now.
Yeah. Power spike wise looks better for TSM. Ruin King done on 2 champions, whereas no finished Frozen Heart for Ray and no finished Essence Reaver for Sneaky yet. And here comes the play. Those Cloud9 still looking to rush down the Cloud Drake, and they will get it with no contest whatsoever. Down it goes. Movement speed out of combat for Cloud9.
And again, all that work that we talked about there, they're set up for that Cloud Drake play where they're getting the vision down in the blue quadrant, getting the control wards down, clearing out the river vision. It pays off, and now Hanser is out the other side with his Blade of the Ruin King activation.
Yeah.
Sven is there to hug him on the other side.
Ray is consistently playing amazing in this one. Could be the reason they might get the win. Nice job by a Biofrost. Quick reflexes. Gets Doublelift to safety. But more of C9 looking to come around. Here comes the Ghost looking for the axes. They're going to get a bit here, and Jensen's in there as well. Going to get the stun onto the tanks to look for Doublelift. That's going to be one picked up. Can they go for more? Contracts has the Druid aggro. The shield's going to come in before the stun lands, but the HP bar is running down. Sven gets the kill on Ray on the other side of the map in the top side jungle in the river as well. They're going to get Herald off that, but C9 going to take some bot lane turrets.
Yes, C9 can take one turret and then even make the call if TSM decide to trade and continue pushing with that Rift Herald. They might want to choose to actually stick out there. Sneaky is pushing the wave up. Jensen's Echo, though, gets his revenge.
Yeah.
Another really good roam from Jensen, and he has summoner spells available, too. This is where Echo, with Proto Belt completed, the threat just really kind of skyrockets from here, and you got to watch out for those assassinations. Oh, teleport coming in.
Herald into the top lane as well, though. It's TSM going for a big play, and Ray maybe can be around to make a flank. Half of that turret's gone, and one last bastion of safety. Ray's TP this time does nothing.
Yeah, see, even with Rift Herald being traded over, it's still a 1 turret for 1 turret. I mean, Cloud9 do have to get over there and take down some of the health from the Herald afterwards, but that's pretty big. Let's take a look at the kill, though, as Ray did not want Sven Skaren to be able to solo the Rift Herald, and for that, he pays his life.
Yeah. Well, all right, this game's still very close. 100 gold separates the squads. Certainly a very close early game. We know these teams can go blow for blow. We will see what continues to happen. Doublelift tries to scale up some more, grabs a Ninja Tabby to be a bit safer, and with how much threat Contract Sneaky is thrown at him, that makes total sense. He's going to be a bit more durable. Smoothie, no tank stats yet. He's got his Eye of the Watchers and some Mobies. It's all going to be about CC and getting back out for this Recon player. He can certainly not hold the front line. You contrast that with Biofrost. He's got that Ruby Sightstone. Certainly much more durability on him. Hanser, 0-3-0, hasn't had that same pressure this game around. Back to the top lane, a split push.
Yeah, he's split pushing while Ray is constantly moving down the river for any possible Cloud9 plays. Like Ray, even without teleport, he keeps roaming down to look for setups here. And the pings from TSM, they've actually seen Ray move into the jungle now.
Didn't find much. Ray's spinning around, gets stunned up. Here comes the chase. Smoothie's gonna find one. The charm, the knockup, that's gonna be a kill. No, it's not! Biofrost there to save the day again, and look at that stun, it's beautiful, looking for more, but Jensen gets the ult out this time around. Gets away from TSM, contracts down below 1,000, looks for the stun, there's the kill off Ray, and he's gonna get it there. Jensen forces a flash back over the wall, chased down by Hanser, this time there's no escape tools. Slowed down by the Ruin King, but the knockout's gonna be there. Still, again, saved by Biofrost, and the root means almost nothing. Hanser back, actually jumps forward with that one. You have the way of choosing which way you go out. Takes a bit more damage. He's going to be safe. 1-0 advantage TSM. All credit to Biofrost and Bjergsen.
Yeah, I'm happy that we get to see the counter in action that we expected from Champion Select, and Biofrost is making it work here, even though the damage still been going through. Both teams taking pretty much a beating here after the last instance. I think one of the most important summoners that was blown was the flash from Bjergsen, because even though Jensen on the Echo also uses flash there over the wall, the Syndra now, without the flash, definitely becomes a prime target for C9 to try and focus in the next team fight, and they might look for more mid plays. Here we go, though. Smoothie activating the ult, goes in for the guaranteed charm with his W into the knockup. Biofrost saves number 1. It's Here goes the re-engage for number 2, though. Jensen has to ult back out with out of the arrow. And then Bjergsen is forced to flash that ultimate from Ray, then goes down. Here comes save number 2, though, as Smoothie again turns onto Hanser, and Botafrost denies another.
And at that point, the Olaf ult was popped to make sure he wasn't get stunned, but it didn't matter at that point. Hanser back on split push duty. And he has gone for a bit more durability. You saw the Jarm's Fist picked up second. He is behind, he needed some extra HP to survive. I do like the adaptation instead of rushing Hurricane. Jensen back onto the mid. Continue to play for wave clear, and yeah, it's mid-game Echo now. You cannot contest waves against him easily. He kills them in 3 auto attacks in 1 spell.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the 1-3-1 now for Cloud9, because as we said, Jensen, his Proto Belt's done. He's almost done with the Lich Bane. Once that thing is done, it's incredibly difficult to deal with that pressure, because they have double teleports on Cloud9's side, and they also have the bigger front line, so possibility of collapses is also very big.
Yeah.
TSM, though, they still have the Ash Arrow, they still have the Tom Kench, so sometimes if you can create a play quick enough before the channel of teleports matter, then you can punish that split pushing style.
It can happen. There we go. The 3rd outer turret is gone. C9 have cracked that outer shell first in this game. They own that earlier Cloud Drake as well, and Ocean spawning in 30 seconds. C9 still, though, down in gold. TSM have been farming better as a squad.
Yes, Cloud9 do divert as soon as the Lich Bane is complete. Jensen immediately down bottom lane, looking to create some side lane pressure while everyone else holding the wave.
He's gonna kill it first. Hanser doing his duty, getting rid of that Scuttle Crab. Look for the stun, not gonna find it. Flashed. Ooh! Banshee fail, I think, came back up for Bjergsen. That's gonna be nothing available there. Nice try by Ray, but gets nothing.
Exactly, they wanted to punish that flash being down from the mid lane play. Not gonna be able to get it though. Banshee's Veil comes through clutch for Bjergsen.
Time to stun, but here comes the charm, the knock up on a 2. Biofrost only saved 1. Big Root comes across 3 as well. Hanser cutting back in the back lines, and Double has some free time, but Jensen picks up 1 already. He's going for a bit more. They get the chase down, that's 2 dead. Ray looks for the CC, can't quite find Hanser, but 2-0 C9 is a great start.
Oh my, the team fighting presence of Zyra Khan is just so big. And the Ash Arrow is onto Ray, who, that's Cloud9's favorite member. Besides contracts with the ultimate up, they'd love to have the arrows go on to Ray. And Cloud9 gonna look to pressure the Baron afterwards. 3 members of TSM available.
Yeah, Sven will have Smite available. There's not a lot of ways to zone them out. Contract's a bit low. He's gonna find the stun. Oh, they can get him just with the kills, and Smoothie secures the credit, but of course, credit to Jensen for all the hard work on that one. No way of stopping the Baron in Cloud9. Pick it up in 23 minutes.
All right, let's take another look as Doublelift shoots the Ash Arrow there, and it does hit, you know, a flashless member, but Smoothie's like, perfect! Arrow's already down on Ray, and Sneaky plus Smoothie get the Root combo, which allows Jensen to get right in the middle as well, and they absolutely destroy the center of that team fight.
Really nice stuff there. TSM get the consolation prize of a Cloud Drake, sorry, Ocean Drake, I misspeak. Of course, still worse than grabbing a Baron, and C9 should have the power to start pushing this game open.
Look at this, Jensen sneaking into the side wave. Not quite close enough to the side brush though, Hanser. Able to get caught in the parallel convergence, so he just walks right back out.
Gonna make it an interesting fight all the same. A little bit of damage in the contracts. Ward control now the name of the game for C9 a little bit. And we'll see what they can grab. The outer turrets were gone. It's all about the tier 2s now. The 1-3-1 is happening. Ray top side, Jensen in the bot lane. And the rest of that group's gonna go and rejoin Jensen here. Ray has teleport available. And it's gonna be Bjergsen scoring off against him, so no Syndra for an impending team fight. But C9 actually playing it pretty slow.
Again, the 1-3-1 taking its toll. Baron buff empowering this type of comp just means so much. Makes it really easy for them to get a lot of damage here onto the turrets. Lich Bane as well, working for Jensen. Half of this one's done. Mid turret also took a bit of damage.
Yeah.
Ray's got top turret in place. TSM are just looking to wait out this Baron. Debuff right now. And hope that will expire soon. Jensen going in again.
That's a stun. Jensen pulls aggro, and the shield blocks turret damage, but this turret will fall in a couple more seconds. This is killable for Jensen. Corrupting Potion, I think, pulled turret aggro for a second, but he gets it down. Bot lane falls. That's the first turret of the Baron buff. Halfway down. Looking for the root, can't click it. Doublelift, he's almost dead. Good pickup by Biofrost, but Doublelift certainly got the worst of that trade. Does have lifesteal, but no minions to kill right now. He'll recall instead for the health. Red buff. Oh, Sven gets to smite it. Small mistake by Ray. He thought he could set it up for Sneaky, but Sven was sneakier himself. He made that happen. Gotta watch out for what's happening on his base, and mid lane T2 is gonna fall actually, so C9 able to get 2 turrets, and there's still a minute remaining on the Baron buff.
I expect them to actually continue pressuring and maybe get 3, get all those outer turrets. That's the last amount of like really safe gold for them to pick up.
Yeah.
And this is such a big difference between this time and the last time they had a team fight. If they get this turret and then are able to purchase with all the money, it will be a very big advantage.
And Ray gonna kick into the team, though, stunned as well. He's got no life bar left, an immediate shutdown. Well played by Sven, didn't have to flash. The ward hop was all he needed.
Yeah, good thing TSM do not hesitate there because...
Oh, Hanser. Oh, he almost gets stunned as well. The ulti's not gonna block a lot, to be honest, and this could be Jensen making it happen, actually getting shunked down, ult's back, and suddenly he's in a 1v2. The Lich Bane, he's not winning the fight just yet, has to flash the thick part of the wall, ease back over.
Doublelift
getting away. Double does not have an arrow. He does have flash and heal. Jensen gonna get the shield, but he's gonna not have another health bar. And it's another shutdown, and Svenskar making some very good plays and getting some kills back into TSM's pockets.
Yep, 5v3 now for TSM. Power play down mid.
Small wave from a Sneaky. Ooh, chunked down to 2/3 with a little bit of Bjergsen damage. Double it. Gonna make sure that turret certainly falls here. One pick back up, turret score 2-5.
Yeah, even with no ultimates available, 3v5 is too much. Cloud9 have to respect it. And TSM also not overextending here afterwards, because you have to remember this is a double teleport team. You know, even though they got those 2 kills, as soon as Jensen revives, you have to worry about where is the ward placement for Cloud9 and possible flanking echo moves from his teleport. So they do back off, and we'll just take that little bit of gold back in their pockets. This is what they need to do. You know, slowly crawl their way back into this game, play defensive, and farm up.
So they can do it here. 3.8K, C9's lead so far. TSM got a small glimpse back in, but Cloud9 going back to the top side. Smoothie had the chance to sweep wards inside the mid lane, instead saved it for the top jungle. Smart choice, lets him use the Fog of War here around some important places. Top tier 2 does still stand, and Contract still playing around that side of the map, but nothing to be had just yet. Just gonna be the recalls. I know, wait a little bit longer. They're playing for jungle vision, but still a minute and a half till this Drake spawns, is the next neutral objective up. Infinity Edge for Sneaky, though, is big damage out of the Xayah. And as an interesting sort of metagame point, the itemization builds of tanks have changed somewhat. Since there's less health on items, and Sunfire Cape got nerfed, you're seeing Frozen Heart Rushes instead. So the health pools are not very big, which means Doublelift Ruin King actually, even though it has been nerfed, also just does less damage than it used to anyway, because there's just lower health pools and more armor to fight against. And so it actually further lowers Doublelift's damage output this game compared to a conventional Infinity Edge user.
Meanwhile, C9 right back to the 1-3-1. Right now, all they have to do is continue this pressure to kind of starve out more of the wards from TSM. As you said, the Infernal Drake and Baron are coming up very quickly. So neutral objectives is what Cloud9 really want to force TSM out onto the map, where they can take advantage of their Xayah Rakan combo and use their team fighting prowess to get their real big lead. Pressuring the turrets is a little bit risky.
Yeah, they're going to keep trying, though. As long as Ray can keep himself from getting insected by Svenskar, he should stay alive, but there's just so much burst and so much threat. There's really only one true tank here. Jugglers, we don't have the same gold as top laners. They can't quite withstand that same damage.
Yeah,
Remains to be seen, though.
TSM's main goal here is looking for that Ash Arrow to catch someone on Cloud9 out of position. Problem for TSM is they haven't even been able to get up much defensive vision in their own jungle. You would like to get your control wards up so that Ash can fire that arrow from Fog of War, and you can try and jump on anyone out of position.
Slow on the contracts, bit of damage there. Kite's back okay. Of course, Contract actually has more gold than Ray right now, so neither are all that durable. You can see the Adaptive Helm from Ray will block damage against Cannon Ultimate as well as Syndra Ultimate.
Yeah, I would say if you're a frontliner versus a team with Syndra on it, it's so valuable to get the Adaptive Helm and try and soak up that ultimate. Being able to reduce the excessive damage, and I think the Kennen is a good point as well as repetitive auto attacks as far as the procs on his Q as well going to come through.
Yeah. I'll definitely do math on it to see how it would compare to Visage against like a standard Syndra combo, and stay tuned, internet. I'll let you know if it's actually good. Do my best.
If it's not good against Syndra,
I know,
then it's a terrible item.
So a lot of people think it's a terrible item, though. Like I've seen a lot of people sort of put in their analysis and be like, "Is it good? I don't know. The stats are bad." And you're right. If it's not good in this case, there's almost never a case where it is a good item. And honestly, in my opinion, the jury's out. Of course, we're seeing pros use it.
Yeah.
Sometimes
if you're not going to buy it against Syndra, Cassiopeia, Rumble, never ever buy it.
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. And we'll see how efficient it's going to be in this one, as it was his first and only Magic Resist item. Now that Gargoyle Stoneplate's done, it's his second. And let's see what happens in this one. Cloud9 looking to play for the Baron. Board over the wall. Of course, the
Hawkshot is on cooldown, I believe.
Redemption spots Vision. It does not do damage to neutrals. And if you miss CC, the charm lands, but he's back up from it. Can Sven get the steal? They're trying to zone him out. It's actually one kill off as Sneaky failed to do anything to dodge the damage. Sven does get deleted. Now, can the jungler do anything? Of course not, because Contracts is dead. The fight continues on the backside. Smoothie forced to run away. They're going for the steal. And it gets picked up by Bjergsen. It is TSM who win the fight up. 2 kills and a Baron, the triple for the mid laner.
Both junglers killed, and TSM return to the Baron, get it with the abilities here. Bjergsen gonna find the last hit. Whew. And that will give them priority down mid lane. They should get multiple turrets, plus the inhibitor here with their 4 versus 2 advantage.
Well, and they go for the middle inhibitor turret. That's gonna fall right away, and inhibitor to follow as well. 14 seconds on Contracts. They should have enough time. Sneaking up in 3, though. Might stop them. I hate to say it, but Jensen did die with Zhonya's available. Wouldn't have changed the fight much, but it's TSM winning that fight pretty cleanly.
All right, let's take a look, because this gets really scrappy as both teams are trying to kill the junglers here.
Oh, that's fun.
Garen is the target. Yeah, look at that. Huge amount of burst there. Contracts is now running around between Bjergsen, Haunter, and Doublelift, so both junglers are dead. Smite's not on the table anymore, and TSM have more damaging abilities. Jensen goes in for the Baron. All of his eyes are on Y. Oh, he got knocked by the Baron as well, so he didn't have time. That is a CC, by the way. Baron knocking you back out.
Yeah. And Sneaky now maybe cut out, gets tanks the arrow. His support Smithy gonna stay alive. Shields back over to the teammate. Nothing picked up majorly. But it is TSM now with the lead. 900 gold advantage. Ray looks for the explosive cast. Only finds Sven. Bjergsen had the Banshees. They can see it.
They're still on the chase.
They're looking for this play. This could be the one for the comeback. Looks to get a little bit back here in this one. Sidral Pop does not kill up any of the tanks. So can there be a fight to be had? Because Haunter's still splitting without TP up in the bot lane. And Ray is going to get chased down and split off and picked off. C9 could not find the 5v4 team fight victory. They lost a 5v4. And Haunter's still pushing in the bot lane.
Yeah, and that is a Baron buff Haunter here. So this is going to be hugely detrimental to Cloud9's base. Inhibitor number 2 going under fire, and TSM looking to close in. 33.5 minutes inside C9's base.
They're gonna find the not quite knock up on a Haunter. It was close, but it's so hard to hit him with Lightning Rush. And into the mid lane they go. 30 seconds on Ray. TSM looking to make it a 2-0. And the opposite of that for Cloud9's Matt Brecken if it closes out this way. TSM 5v4 for 20 seconds. Mid lane wave clear back to the bot. They will go, waiting for a new wave coming in 5 seconds. 15 seconds on Ray, and it's going to be enough to say TSM will back out for now. 1 minute left in the buff. Will not have much more time to push with it. They'll just get the reset, buy some items, and get back on the map.
Yeah, they can just calm it down now. They got so much gold in the last 5 minutes here. Plus 2 inhibitors down. It's very easy for TSM to just funnel on that last top lane line and just let the pressure mount on Cloud9's base with the double lines of supers heading in.
And all Cloud9 can do is sit here and try to wave clear a little bit longer and hope they can get some item spikes. Execution is calling in for Doublelift to remove the healing potential of Ray and Contracts. A little bit of that does exist here. Doublelift back on top side, a little bit alone, but he's got Biofrost near enough that he should be fine. No real risk on this Ashe player. Rest of the squad looking to come through the top lane, and Haunter will remain near mid. He can stay split pushing and join the team without too much issue. Looks like this is the new common Kennen build to add Phantom Dancer for tank and damage stats combined as your 4th item. Haunter's actually had a pretty good recovery from the 0-3-0 start. He's actually been able to be fairly effective throughout his mid game. Ray, unfortunately, despite his amazing early start, has really just been killed by Syndra several times, and some of that's Syndra, to be fair. On the top lane, 2-2 they go. Baron buff gone, doesn't matter, the gold lead's enough. TSM take down 1, Cloud9 will look to stage their defense at the inhibitor turret.
Yeah, right now they have Jensen allocated down bottom, but Contracts takes a lot of damage.
Doesn't quite get stunned now, he does, down to 1,000 health. He's not part of this fight for a little while. Ray took the half HP as well.
This is it then. I mean, Contracts holds on to his ultimate for this next fight. He knows this is crucial. If they don't win this next fight, the game is over. Jensen's been called up. Contracts has healed in the fountain, and he's back out here with the home guards.
Right, can they find it? In the lane they go, Sneaky looking for a bit of wave clear. Stun's gonna find 1. Contract still at 2, 3k HP though. Wave clear fast, okay.
Good
More time
patience
bot.
from TSM. They know that they've got several more lines of super minions ready to funnel in and help them out with their siege.
Happy to wait for a little while. Contract's waiting for ambient gold to get his stone plate. I forget the combined cost, but he's got 700 gold in his pockets right now.
They should push hard on this one. Jensen's back to the bottom side to deal with that super minion.
There we go, a little bit of time. They're gonna push him for this one. The balls are down, the knockback, not gonna find a whole time. Looking for Doublelift to buy some time, looking for the charm. They might get Svetty, forced to kite back out, and Hauser zones out the team with the Maelstrom. A stun out from Jensen though, and it's not gonna matter. Popskill didn't stay alive, he still gets shut down. The CC is too much. These solo laners are dead, and that's what's gonna be all she wrote. Down goes Sneaky, down goes Smoothie. It's Contracts left alive, but there's no base left to defend. The minions are here, and TSM gonna return to the LCS with a 2-0 victory, convincing at that, knocking down Cloud9, who start their spring off 0-2 in matches. TSM, congratulations for the 2-0 win, and with Doublelift back in the roster, they are looking, maybe that 18-0 run happens.
Bjergsen 8-1-6 on that Syndra from the mid lane. Able to play the back line very effectively. Staying safe with himself. Flash and Ghost utilized so often for dodging skill shots.
TSM. Well played, 2-0. The handshake's coming out. I always like seeing which players hug as opposed to handshake. We saw Dardoch hug Piglet in the CLG Liquid match, which I really enjoyed. Looks like just standard handshake for these guys. That's fine. It's just always fun to see some people have that closer camaraderie. TSM smiles on the roster. And this is the beginning of what everyone thinks is TSM being the #1 team in this split. Kind of Logic Gaming think they can match them, that it'll be a fun one next week. Of course, TSM still more matches to play, and Cloud9, though, it's a hard strength of schedule. Of course, they're against 2 of the maybe very best teams in NA this split, but it's just, it smiles out of Biofrost, smiles out of Doublelift, smiles out of Bjergsen, a wave to the camera. TSM knows, hey, they took down the defending runner-ups. They didn't even drop a game. Sure, there's still things to iron out. This wasn't perfect, but it was a good game against a good team. TSM know that their goals, as always, make it to Worlds, and this time, do better than last time.
Yes, always. This time, do better than last time. That should be printed logo. Honestly,
motivational poster.
This time, do better than last time. Always remember. Honestly, though, yeah, it's such a big, boost of confidence, right? Yeah. Because they're coming off of MSI, so they didn't have as much time on this patch. Yeah. Doublelift coming back into the team. Seems like it has worked out really well, and they've ironed out a lot of those problems, but there still are some, obviously, things that they need to clean up.
Sure.
Meanwhile, for Cloud9, I mean, it was 2 hard series, right?
Yeah.
Both CLG and TSM showed up very big here, so Cloud9 going to have to go back to the drawing boards. Do expect them to come back swinging here next week as their schedule gets a bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9 has had leads in every single game they've played so far. Unfortunately, their game record is 1-4, but they've had those games within their grasp, or at least winnable in all these cases, so they are far from getting blown out. And again, they're playing what's arguably the #1 and 2 teams right now in the LCS. You can maybe argue Phoenix 1 is in there as well, but with their drop to Immortals, okay, they played the #1 and 2 teams in the North American LCS really right now. And so Cloud9, as we saw with TSM, they had a slow start last split, they still won NA. And I think on the C9 side, you say, okay, bad week. I do believe they have the skill and the talent and the backing to turn that back around and have a very productive split here in the summer split. I think they're, one of the sweethearts to likely go to Worlds here at the end. The second place spring finals run, like that's championship points, which can help you do that as well. So I think the odds are in their favor that that this turns into a good split for C9.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I'm happy to see the meta change as well,
Yeah.
where people are more happy to take these playmaking champions, and it's not all about shields.
Agreed. It's been fun to watch so far in the North American LCS. We'll see more of TSM tomorrow, but now for a first-hand account on that series win, let's hear from Pastry Time and TSM's carry in the bot lane.
Thank you very much. I'm here with Doublelift after a successful first win back on TSM over on Cloud9. Obviously a pretty fun series there. Game 2 looked a little dicey, but you guys made it through. What were the expectations kind of moving into this series versus a tough opponent?
I think I just expected Cloud9 to be really good. I heard that they were like practicing for a few weeks before LCS started, where we'd only been practicing for like 6 days. So, I mean, that's just because TSM was at MSI and then I was like transitioning from being a streamer. So I honestly didn't have super high expectations, but practice has been going good. And yeah, like it's like we haven't skipped a beat since last summer.
I have to ask you, obviously you played a little bit on Liquid towards the end of spring, but what has that transition been like, given the low practice time, moving away from streaming and kind of back into the team environment?
Well, on Team Liquid, I think I had to do most of the calls for, macro and rotations and just in general, just directing the team's flow and tempo. But on TSM, I think they have a really great system already. And I'm more like supplementary, and I'll step in when I need to for certain types of like in-game moments. But for the most part, I'm just more focused on like my own individual stuff. Just because it's been a while, I feel like I'm a little bit rusty, the streamer life. And I'm just worried about playing well individually first. And then the team is just like, I don't know, it's like a well-oiled machine,
And has metagame been a concern at all? Obviously, Xayah and Rakan, a very new pair of champions that maybe haven't had as much time to practice against. What are your thoughts on kind of the new champions and playing against Sneaky and Smoothie?
Well, we dumpstered them both games when they played Xayah Rakan, so that was pretty easy. I think it's good. I think Rakan is really strong. Xayah is like, she's really slow tempo champion. Like she pushes lanes, but then she doesn't have any plays. You basically have to get baited by her ulti, and then she can like make a turnaround and play with her feathers. But I think you have to be like pretty bad to walk into all her feathers. So in general, like Rakan, you see those crazy engages where he just like flash and gets like 3 people. But Xayah, I feel like, I don't know, she's a really good scaling champion, but she's pretty bad early.
And final question for you. Obviously, back with Bifrost, you guys haven't played in a little while, but again, looking as dominant as ever in the 2v2. Are you guys still the best duo in the league? What kind of competition do you expect from maybe some of the other bot laners out there, or are you guys already the best again?
I want to play against Arrow and Shady. When I was on Team Liquid, I played against that bot lane, I think. No, wait. I think they might have played Stunt. But I think Arrow has been, he's MVP, and he's been getting a lot of attention for being a really consistent player. But yesterday, he was down like 40 CS in lane, so I feel like he really shines in team fighting comps. But in lane, he can be really easily abused. Like IMT's bot lane, which is also really strong, took their tower at like 6 minutes. So, yeah.
All right, well, best of luck the rest of the way. Thank you very much for the interview, but we are going to throw it back to the analyst desk to wrap up the series.